All right, hello everyone. Welcome back to Acne Chats. This is a recurring series starting at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time every Thursday. I think this is my fourth or fifth one that I've done so far, so if you missed any in the past, you can actually go back to our video center. If you hit the videos tab on our website and you go to Acne Chats, they're all there. You can see what we've been talking about and all the products that I've been recommending. If you are tuning in on YouTube or any of our other social media channels, I recommend following the link that's going to be in the comments to watch this video on our website. It is live on our website, and that is where the chat's going to be happening. I have Morgan joining us. She is going to be answering questions in the comment section, or if you have any questions directly to me, I'll answer those at the end. So I recommend following that link. Come to our website to watch. You can also shop any products that I'm talking about there. We're going to have them popping up on the screen. Or you can scroll through all the products that I've talked about or will talk about in this video by clicking the 4 little circle square shapes that live on the bottom right corner next to the like button, which is a heart. And also hit the like button because then it shows us a little love and that you guys are there and watching. So without further ado, all the housekeeping aside, today we're talking about oily skin, which I know that oily doesn't obviously mean acne, and acne doesn't always mean oily, but a lot of our oily prone folks are acne prone because you just have more of that sebum and that oil going on in your skin. So these today are not necessarily treating acne, but it is treating oily skin, which is very commonly associated with acne. All the products I'm going to talk about today are also acne-safe, so this is really great for you if you have acne-prone skin or not, and you have very oily skin. So let's just dive right in. Our first oily skin myth, of course, is that oily skin doesn't need moisturizer or hydration. A lot of people with oily skin choose to just wash their face with a strong cleanser and then put nothing on because they feel like if they put a moisturizer on or any kind of serum, it's just going to make them feel more oily and sticky and dewy throughout the day. So we're going to bust that myth. So if you have oily skin, you're possibly very dehydrated. Your skin is dehydrated. Your skin needs more water moisture. You have all of this oil and sebum, but you don't have enough water hydration in your skin. So the first thing that we do for very oily skin types is we get you started on a very hydrating serum. So this is serums that have humectants. Humectants draw moisture into the skin and hold them. They really keep that moisture held into your skin, which is actually going to balance out your moisture content. Because if you have very oily skin and you need water hydration, you're unbalanced. So we're trying to rebalance the skin by getting water hydration into those cells. So that we have many different water-based hydrating serums that we love to use on oily skin, but I don't want to make this an hours-long video all about hydrating serum, so I'm just going to talk about my 2 favorites. These are 2 that I feel make a big difference in my skin when I'm using them because I have very oily skin, especially as the summer months hit. My skin just within an hour of doing my makeup, I've got oil coming through. My glasses start to slide around on my face. It's really uncomfortable. My oily skin people, I know you understand this. So these are 2 hydrating serums that I feel when I use these, they do rebalance my skin and I see a visible difference. So the first one is Sorella Apothecary Main Squeeze. This has such a nice, light, fresh, citrusy scent. It's a little bit thicker than your average hydrating serum. I know it's so hard to capture on camera, but you can kind of, probably can't see it. But in the bottle, it is a little bit of a thicker concentration. Unlike some hydrating serums, this is more of a glycerin base than a hyaluronic acid base. And I actually really like that for my skin. I feel like the glycerin gives my skin more water hydration than hyaluronic acid sometimes does. It also has snow mushroom. Snow mushroom can hold over I don't have the exact number, but it can hold 3 times its weight in water. So snow mushroom absorbs that water and keeps it on your skin and in your skin. That's also a really lovely ingredient and why I love this serum. Main squeeze would go right after your toner. So you would cleanse, tone, go in with your main squeeze, and then finish your routine. And the next one I have, this one is newer to me. Botnia, we brought it about a year ago. So this is the Botnia Hydrating Serum, and this is the first product I fell in love with Botnia was their toner. Then I started using this serum, and this became my second favorite Botnia product. This serum is so lovely. Like all Botnia products, it has ingredients that are straight from their little micro farm that they have at their Botnia headquarters in Sausalito. These plant extracts are so healthy, good for the skin. They're anti-inflammatory. This really balances out my skin. This is more of your classic hyaluronic acid serum, but it also still has the vegan glycerin in there that is so good at really hydrating the skin. So we have our 2 hydrating serums. I know there are so many more that I could mention that I also love. I just wanted to keep this compact for you guys. My next part of this same myth on moisturizers is the myth that oily skin does not need a moisturizer, that you could just slap on a lightweight hydrating serum, put on sunscreen, leave for the day, but that is often not true. So moisturizers, they serve a few purposes. First off, they help hydrate the skin, obviously. For those dry skin types, you know you can't live without moisturizer. But moisturizer also helps protect the skin. It protects your skin's natural moisture barrier, and it also protects you from wind, elements, pollutants in the air. Moisturizer is really important for protecting your skin. So I have a few here that work very well for oily skin types, and I'm going to start from the lightest weight to the more medium weight that could be better for more combination skin types. Maybe you get a little bit of dryness on the outside, but then you're a grease ball in the middle like me. So, starting with the lightest one, we have the Vital Repair Gel from Rhonda Allison. This previously was called Growth Factor Gel. This is amazing for anyone who also breaks out and experiences a lot of post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation or any redness after pimples. This really helps speed up that healing. So this is if you want a really lightweight gel moisturizer that will also give you amazing healthy aging things as well as antioxidants and really help boost healing on any breakouts that you might be experiencing. This is also really lovely if you're prone to acne rosacea as well. Second off is, I'm gonna have to show you guys this one. This is so pretty. So this is the gel cream from Nelly de Vuyst. I think the name is long. It's the Nelly de Vuyst gel cream for oily skin, I think is the official name. It's kind of a long one. But this one is so interesting because when you first put it on, you're like, whoa, this is like a thick cream. And then when you massage it in, it just disappears into the skin and it feels like you have nothing on, but your skin is protected. So it looks like a cream, but then you rub it in, it dries down to a natural matte finish. It doesn't feel like anything on your skin, but your skin still gets protection from the elements as well as lots of antioxidants. This also has zinc in it, which is very anti-inflammatory. That's why we love mineral sunscreens for acne-prone skin, for that same reason. But it dries down really lovely. It is just so interesting. It looks like a cream, and then it lays down like a lightweight gel. This is so lovely for oily skin-prone folks. Men really love this. Anyone who just wants to feel like they don't have anything on their face, but they do want protection and nourishment for their skin. This is a must for that. And my last moisturizer is my combination moisturizer. So this is really lovely because I feel like it just really adapts to your skin and what your skin needs. I have very oily T-zone, but I can get a little more dried out around the outsides of my face. And sometimes my chin gets a little dry just because weather and making out with my partner will do that to me. So I like that this just really balances my skin. So this is the Cacteen Balancing Moisturizer from SkinScript. This has prickly pear cactus in it, which is such an amazing ingredient. It's packed with antioxidants. It's anti-inflammatory and lightly antibacterial, which is really lovely for those acne-prone folks. This also has sodium PCA. Sodium PCA also is a humectant, draws that moisture in, and then balances your skin. Another important thing about using a moisturizer like this when you have oily skin is it also helps trap in all the humectants and the hydration that you just put in. So if you put a lightweight serum like Main Squeeze on your skin and then you just went about the day, there's nothing to lock down all that hydration, and you're going to experience TEWL, T-E-W-L, which stands for Transepidermal Water Loss. This is when the water is just leaving your skin. It's checked out, it's gone, and your skin's gonna be dried out again at the end of the day, or it's gonna start producing those oils because it's dry, and your skin's just like, I need something, I'm gonna produce a bunch of oil. That's what's gonna happen if you don't lock it in. So, moisturizer on oily skin is very important for keeping that TEWL from happening, and that's why I really love something a little more creamy, like these two. These really lock in your hydration. I will say Vital Repair Gel also helps with that, but it doesn't quite have that same creamy nature to lock in the hydration. If you're using Vital Repair Gel, just put a sunscreen on top. Sunscreen also is amazing for keeping TEWL from happening.
Quick question.
Yes.
Do any of those work with hyperpigmentation?
For brightening, so if you have hyperpigmentation that's not caused from breakouts that left a mark, you would choose the Vital Repair Gel. The growth factors in this also help suppress that melanocyte activity that is causing those dark spots. It's going to help soften those. So those are my moisturizers for you oily folks. Let's get into exfoliation. So the second very common myth is that to get rid of the oil, you need to use lots of astringent products strong in alcohol, strong exfoliating serums. Just basically the belief that you need to just strip the skin, get that oil off there, and that's gonna fix the problem. Unfortunately, because we know that we're trying to balance the skin, that's just gonna make things worse. It's gonna make your skin continue to overproduce oil, especially if you strip your skin's natural moisture barrier. So our skin does have its own natural moisture barrier that is keeping us balanced, it's regulating sebum production. If that's stripped, things are gonna go a little haywire. You're gonna be breaking out more, you're gonna be more red, you're gonna be more irritated. You wanna protect that barrier. So I have a few exfoliants for you that are really wonderful on oily skin because it is gonna help still clarify, because we know if we have more oily skin, we have more sebum, we're gonna tend to get more blackheads, more sebum fill in our pores, and we still wanna clean that out with some sort of exfoliation. So I have a few options for you. The first one I'm gonna show you, and my favorite one, is the Sorella Mint Poppy Seed Polish. So this, I swear, this is just designed for oily skin because not only does it have polish in it, so it polishes and gives you a little bit of manual scrub, it also has clays in it. Clays are amazing for oily skin because they absorb it. They absorb the oil out of your pores and help you remove it easily. There's a lot of clay masks out there that are too strong, and you put it on your face and your whole face feels like all wrinkled up and dry and tight and uncomfortable. That's a little too much, and you're probably going to lead to an imbalance in your skin. So I love this product because it has the light clay in it. So what I like to do, after you cleanse your face, pat it dry, so it's not like dry, but it's not like dripping wet. Then you will gently massage this all over the face. Let it sit for 5 minutes. That lets the clay do its work. It's gonna help draw out the oils and just give you some purification. And then rinse it away, and you'll love this stuff. It also smells really good. Maybe I should show you guys it. Let's see, this was from the photo studio. And I don't think it's open. Let's see. Here we go. It's so pretty. So this is the lovely Mint Poppy Seed Polish. This gives you a little manual scrub. It gives you hydration and nourishment, as well as some clays to draw out oil. It's such a beautiful product. You can see there's just a few little poppy seeds in there, nothing crazy. And it's really soft. It doesn't feel like it's gonna scratch your face off. I really love this. When I wipe this off, my hand's going to be very soft. All right, let's get this out of here and move along. Since it does have little scrubby beads, I do recommend doing this before you get in the shower. It's kind of the easiest way to remove it. Because once you hop in the shower, you just wash it away and you won't have any little beads stuck in your hairline or anything. Okay, so that was Mint Poppy Seed Polish from Sorella. Next, this is also a very new product to us. This is the IS Clinical Cleansing Complex Polish. And I know many of you have tried Cleansing Complex. This is Cleansing Complex, the exact same formula, but they added in some very gentle polishing beads to it. So Cleansing Complex is really wonderful because they use these very gentle plant versions of popular acids. So they have sugarcane, which is the natural source of glycolic, and they have willow bark, which is the natural source of salicylic acid. So it is these very gentle but effective versions of the popular acids that we see. And so it's something that you can use daily. I wouldn't do it twice a day, once a day. and you'll still get that nice refinement. It'll help clear out the pores, help reduce oil production. It is gentle but effective, and that is what we want for oily skin, because we don't want to go crazy and strip it and make it worse.
Can we take a quick question?
Yeah.
So Linda is asking any recommendations for us older gals who don't have as much acne anymore, but whose skin still seems to need benzoyl peroxide to stop breakouts around the nose and chin. Also, I have a lot of hard bumps, clogged pores, not milia, but sebaceous hyperplasma. Will anything help get rid of this?
Sebaceous hyperplasia. That is a tough one. When it comes to sebaceous hyperplasia, the best you can do is keep a really good skin routine that has gentle exfoliation. Unfortunately, we don't have anything that treats that. It's a dermatologist thing you have to go and see. But for the clogged pores and the bumps under the skin, you want to be using daily gentle exfoliation. So if you're not gently exfoliating every day, or maybe even adding vitamin A, it sounds like you have non-inflamed acne. So vitamin A and retinol products are going to be amazing for you. I would take a look at Synergy A it's not called Synergy anymore. It's Stem Cell A from Rhonda, Allison. That would be a really amazing product to add into your routine. You're going to get that cell turnover accelerated, and it's going to bring the bumps up to the surface. That's going to be very helpful for you, as well as using something like mint poppy seed polish or a cleansing complex multiple times a week. That's also going to give you a really big boost in that cell turnover. All right. My last one, I think you would probably also like this one for your skin if you have non-inflamed breakouts, is this Enzyme Deep Clear Powder Wash. This is a favorite. I think most people on the staff at Art of Skincare have this in their shower, I would say. This is just such an amazing product. It is a powder. I'm going to show it to you guys. Boop, boop. It always, my biggest qualm with this is it always gives you more than you need. So you just use it on your chest and your arms is what I do. So it is this amazing light little powder. And we actually recently had someone message into us, and they said, you know, I don't understand the enzyme powder. It's really scratchy and uncomfortable on my face. And we discovered it's because she wasn't mixing water into it. So she just had a little bit of leftover water on her hands. She wasn't adding water into it and then putting it on her face. So when you add water, which I kind of want to show you guys. Let's do it. I'm going to make a mess. We don't have a bowl here right now because it's getting washed. But what the heck? Let's do it. So I added some water into it. Ooh, I'm making a mess. Ben's going to grab towels. Okay, you add water and the grit completely is gone. So there is no more scrubbing action. It's just dissolved enzymes. Thank you, Ben. And it is so foamy. Look how foamy that is. This is just like the softest, squishiest, delicious foam. And when you get those enzymes activated with water, first off, they dissolve into the foam, and then it activates them. It gets those enzymes working, and they can actually digest away dead skin cells on the surface of your skin. This is a non-irritating way to exfoliate your skin. It doesn't cause any sun sensitivity or irritation. It's just a very gentle way to get dead skin cells off the top of the skin, and then all of your skincare products will penetrate better. I love this product. This is amazing for oily skin because it has this yummy foam that dissolves away any oils. I could use this twice a day, but someone with more sensitive or dry skin, you would want to use it a little bit less. Lauren, many of you know Lauren, when she first started Art of Skincare, she got this and she was so in love with it, she was using it every single day, but she has more dry skin and it was a little too much for her. So it's kind of however your skin is, you'll want to adjust. I love that stuff. It also smells like nothing, which I think is quite nice. I don't mind scent-free products. I think it's nice to kind of pick and choose what things you want to be smelly in your life. Okay. I've got powder on my hands. We don't have anything to remove it, and that's okay. Moving on. Let's get that water bottle out of the way. Moving on, my next big myth is we've all tried it. If you have oily skin, you've tried it. You've bought one of those oil control foundations or primers, and they're super high in alcohol, film formers, heavy powders. All of those ingredients, they do help control the oil, and so you will probably make it to more than all the way through your workday without your oils coming through. But those ingredients are very acnegenic for one. They're gonna clog your pores, but they're also gonna imbalance your skin. So this whole time we've been talking about balancing out your skin, giving it a good balance of oil and water. Those makeup products and primers are really just sucking all the life out of your skin, all the moisture out of your skin so that you can make your makeup last, and it's just gonna cause problems in the future. So I get it, that double wear foundation, it does look really good and it lasts all day and it makes your skin look like a matte chalkboard. But ultimately it's gonna cause more problems than good. It's gonna clog up your pores and it's gonna make your body start wanting to produce more oil because it feels like it's dry. So here's a few solutions. First off, we have the Lily Lolo powder foundations. It's hard to show it in a video, but comes in a nice jar. If you've never used a powder foundation before, I do have a video on YouTube. If you reach out to our customer service, we can get it to you, and where I show you how to use it. Kind of the first few times you use it, it's tricky if you've never used a powder before. So I do recommend going and watching that. Powder foundation is amazing because not only is it not going to clog your pores because it's just natural minerals, it also is going to help absorb oils throughout the day. There is zinc oxide in here, that's anti-inflammatory and also oil absorbing. So I highly recommend checking out the Lily Lolo powders. Another hack that we love is if you use Illuminare, you can use either the mattifying or the moisturizing version. Mattifying is thicker, has more coverage. You have to be careful when you apply it. It's a little too easy to apply too much. I recommend applying it with the flat top brush on our website from Illuminare. This is going to give you that more matte finish. The moisturizing is going to be more dewy and a little bit less coverage. But if you have oily skin, you need to get, I brought two for you. These are the two that I like. These are the finishing powders from Lily Lolo. Oh, I forgot the third one. I used the third one. I don't use this one, Translucent Silk. I've never tried it, but I grabbed it. I grabbed the wrong one. But Flawless Matte is a finishing powder. You put it on top of Illuminare. This is gonna lock it in and make it last all day. You can also use, I know I grabbed Translucent Silk. The one that I use is Flawless Silk. That one has a very light, it's almost like a peachy tint to it and a little bit of a shimmer. So if you have oily skin, but you still want your skin to look dewy, because that's the trend and we all wanna look dewy, that's how I am. I want to be dewy, but I don't want to feel oily. That's why I like the other one that they have, the Flawless Silk. Because even though it's a powder, it gives you that light, dewy finish. It's really, really beautiful, and it helps control my oils. Those are my tips for Illuminare foundation. As a no makeup kind of look, I mix my mattifying or moisturizing. I've done both. I mix it into my Quench and Protect sunscreen from Sorella, and then I dust on a finishing powder right over the top. And that just works so incredibly well to lock in all day. I also have, I talked about it last week, but I didn't grab it, is the Perfect Tint Powder SPF from IS Clinical. That also functions in the same way. You dust that all over your makeup and it's gonna set it down and keep you from getting oily throughout the day. Ben's seeing if we have one over there, but I don't see one.
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll try to link it for you guys. It's just such a lovely little powder. So it's SPF 40, so you're getting a ton of protection, but it also has a lot of antioxidants. Antioxidants are very, very important for healthy aging as well as acne. It's actually, studies are showing that antioxidants in your skincare routine actually benefit acne-prone skin and keep breakouts from happening, which is really cool. So those are my makeup tips for you guys. And let's move on to our last myth. This one isn't necessarily a myth, but it's something I feel like has to be said because I've talked to so many people with oily skin that feel like no sunscreen works for them. All the sunscreens are like oily and greasy and just not enjoyable to use. And I totally get that if you've only tried like mineral sunscreens from the drugstore. They're like casty and greasy and they just don't feel good. It wouldn't be something that would feel good wearing all day if you have oily skin. So I wanted to bring on a few of my favorite oily skin sunscreens, and I'm going to swatch them for you. So first off, we have Tizo 2 and Tizo 3. If you've been with us for a little while, these are the same as AOS Prime and Protect. So we used to sell these as Prime and Protect untinted and tinted, but now we have them in the Tizo line. They're a little bit cheaper for you guys, and they're also in this really nice tube packaging. that makes it so you can get all of the product out. We used to have them in pumps and you couldn't get everything out. People just didn't really like them. They were just kind of more bulky and not as enjoyable to use, and they were not recyclable. These tubes are recyclable. You just have to cut the top off, rinse it out, put it in your recycling bin. It's really amazing. So back to it, Tyzo 2, Tyzo 3. Let me show you the difference in these tints. So first off, Tyzo 3 is the best seller. I do hear from people with very fair skin that this is too dark for them, and I totally get it. I have fairly fair skin, but if I work this in, it'll blend in. Let me show you what it looks like. So right on the back of my hand, you'd be like, that looks a little too dark. But when you rub it in, it blends out really well. That was a lot for the back of my hand, but it blends into the skin. So the special thing about this that oily people love is this has a very matte finish, and it has a very light, it's hard to describe the texture, but it's a very light silicone-y mousse texture, like very much mousse-like chocolate mousse that just blends down, and then it dries down to this like dry finish, and it feels really good if you have oily skin because it does not feel like it's gonna slip and slide around your face. This is also a primer. So this is a primer sunscreen because it's very silicone-y. We know that a lot of primers have silicones in them. So you can use this underneath your foundation, and it's gonna help control oil production throughout the day, keep it balanced without overly drying your skin. It's not drying out your skin with alcohols or any acids. It's just gonna control it by being very lightweight on the skin. And this also will give you that transepidermal water loss protection. Dimethicones are one of those ingredients that a lot of people think are bad in sunscreen, but it just, or not sunscreen, but in skincare, but it depends on the product. I don't really want any dimethicone in my hydrating lightweight serums, not really in moisturizers unless it's a moisturizer that's meant to be a protective layer on the skin, but I love it in my sunscreens because dimethicone and silicones actually prevent scarring because they create that protective layer on your face. So some of you may be familiar with those silicone patches that you can get after surgery where you put a silicone patch over your scar to keep your scar healthy and healing well. This offers the same protection. So these silicones actually protect your skin and keep it healthy, can prevent acne scarring by protecting those breakouts in your skin that are wounds that are healing. So that is why I love these. Let me show you the non-tinted version. Non-tinted, definitely for fair, light folks. I wouldn't do non-tinted if you have a deeper skin tone. The tint in Tyzo 3, which is the one I just showed you, is amazing for all skin tones, even very deep skin tones. The tint just helps it blend in without that white cast that we know happens with like every zinc sunscreen out there. So this is non-tinted. It is quite a bit lighter, but if you have fair skin, it disappears. Disappears right into your skin. Yep, it's gone. It's really lovely on fair light skin tones, but if you have a deeper skin tone, go with Tyzo 3. Tyzo 2 is non-tinted, but the exact same formula. So that's those. I have one more sunscreen to show you because this is one of our top sellers. This is Face Reality Sunscreen. This is Ultimate Protection SPF 28. It is less SPF than your Tyzo. Tyzos are SPF 40. This one's 28. But a lot of people really love this because it is also very mattifying. It's easy to blend in. It has a slightly lower zinc content, so it's a little less prone to give white cast. But still, I would say that this one's not best for my very deep skin tones. If you have that deep skin tone, choose Tyzo 3. But this one is also very lovely. I had to mention it. All of the zinc mineral sunscreens do help absorb oil. So zinc is a really wonderful mineral. It's going to help balance out that oil production, and it's anti-inflammatory. So we love using zinc-based sunscreens for our oily folks and our acne-prone folks. So there we have it. Wah! Sorry, I'm dropping things. Now I'm all sunscreened up on my hands. I can kind of show you guys. There's really not much of a difference from what you can see with Tyzo 2 non-tinted and Tyzo 3 tinted. They both really blend into the skin really well. The Tyzo 3, even though it says it's tinted, it's not meant to be like a makeup, like a tinted moisturizer or anything. The tint in here is to make it blend in well. So it just lightly helps blend it into the skin without leaving a white cast. It's also very blurring, so it's very blurring over large pores, over imperfections. That's why I really love the Tyzo products. Okay, I think Ben's looking at me. I think there are questions.
Yes.
All right.
Tessa has a random acne question.
Okay, let's hear it.
She needs help with chin maturation arrest acne. Please and thank you. She's struggling with it.
So first off, do you have any inflamed breakouts? If you still have inflammation, we want to treat that first. But if you're not seeing inflammation, then you can add in vitamin A. Vitamin A is really wonderful for bringing those up and out. You can start with the Face Reality Vitamin A Corrective Level 1, or a little upgrade, and my personal favorite is Stem Cell A from Rhonda, Allison. That's what got rid of my maturation arrest. And we've also seen amazing results when people start using DHT block, because especially when it's around here, that means it's hormonal. This is hormonally brought on. So DHT block is really amazing for bringing that up and out.
Cool. Let's see here. April wants to know, do you have any recommendations for treating cystic acne?
So cystic acne, that means it's inflamed. So if you have a lot of cystic breakouts, more than 3 at a time, I highly recommend doing our acne consultation program. It's not just a one and done routine that we're going to put you on. It's going to be a program where we're changing your routine every 2 weeks to get you clear. The staple of the Face Reality program is that you must be continually challenging the skin and bumping it up, because you don't want to immediately start using the strongest serums on your skin, or it's going to cause more problems. So you start slowly and then you build until you get that skin clear, and then you just maintain that clear skin. So I highly recommend doing a consult. If you're just getting a few small cystic breakouts, so you can start on a basic Face Reality routine, I do have those linked in our video center. I recommend checking them out. You can look at the Face Reality routines week 1 and 2. That's where you would want to start. Because you have cystic acne, it's inflamed, I highly recommend avoiding any scrubs and any vitamin A. Vitamin A and scrubs is going to make the cystic acne worse. So those are my best tips.
Great. Kelly says, I think she's talking about the TEWL sunscreens.
Okay.
This sunscreen makes me break out badly, even though everyone says it's acne safe. Any ideas why this would be?
Okay, so I have heard this before, and I've also had people experience more kind of blackheads or sebaceous filaments when they're using it. That's because this sunscreen is freaking waterproof. This sunscreen is hard to get off. Like, it really sticks down to the skin and stays on and grips, so you have to remove it really well. I know that's kind of a pain in the butt, and sometimes I grab my Quench and Protect because I don't want to deal with removing this at the end of the day. But if you're using something like this, you have to be committed to removing it all the way. So double cleansing, oil cleanse followed by a nice foamy gel cleanser, as well as what you could also do is you could keep using your foamy cleanser and not add the oil cleanser, and you could do a washcloth. So like our Lush cloths that are in the Reward Center, or you can purchase them in a 3-pack. That's a really amazing way to really make sure that you're removing this all the way. It's just very, very important. I know a lot of people don't think to double cleanse if they just wore sunscreen and no makeup, but sunscreen is designed to really sit on top of the skin and hold on, which you want your sunscreen to do. You want your sunscreen to have a long life on your face so that you're not getting burnt a few hours after you put it on, but you have to remove it really well, especially TEWL 2 and 3, and the other one we carry, Air Replenish. You have to remove it really, really well. So double cleanse, get an oil cleanser and really work at it, and then follow it with a gel cleanser, or do a gel cleanser with a washcloth and make sure you get it off all the way. That's my biggest tips on that one.
Cool. Lou wants to know, do you have any recommendations for teens with acne?
Okay, teens with acne. So for a lot of teens, depending on how severe it is, if it's more mild acne, then most of the time it's because they're just not washing their face at all. Maybe they're eating a lot of junky foods and bad foods. So a lot of teens respond well with just getting on a nice simple routine. So Face Reality Ultra Gentle Cleanser, the Bion Mandelic 5% pads. I know we can't really, it's harder to link them in this video because they're not on the side, but if you reach out to live chat, we can also give you direct links for these. So Ultra Gentle Cleanser, Mandelic 5% pads, and then a very simple moisturizer. I don't have it in front of me, but Aloe Matte Moisturizer is really lovely because it's a moisturizer and has light SPF protection. Or you can just give them a sunscreen. If they're not dry skin, you can just give them a sunscreen and tell them it's their moisturizer so that they can wear it every day. That's gonna really help with breakouts. Something like this Ultimate Protection SPF 28, they can use that as their morning moisturizer, and it's gonna help protect their skin and clear their skin. Zinc is anti-inflammatory, so it's a really great thing to get those teens on. If it is more severe breakouts, I do recommend doing the acne coaching, because we're gonna really dive in and figure out what is causing it and how we can manage it.
Cool, that's it. Got
All
everybody.
right. Any other questions? We'll hang out for a little bit, and if any other questions come in, we'll grab them. Those Tizos dry down so nicely. It doesn't feel like I have anything on the back of my hands. It's really nice. The next thing I want them to come out with, Tizo, is like a Tizo 3 for your body, but the tube is too small for that. It would take forever to blend it in, but it's such a nice mousse texture. It's like, that's the best word to describe it with, is that it's a moussey. It's mousse.
Very light.
Mm-hmm. Like airy. Any other questions coming through?
Nope.
All right. Well, I think we're gonna wrap it up. Please send me your questions or recommendations for future videos. I want to make sure that I am speaking to things that you guys want to hear about and learn about. So if you have any ideas for me, shoot them to our customer service, hello@artofskincare.com, or you can, I guess you can't comment on this video after it's posted, so you can't do that, but definitely reach out to us if you have any questions or suggestions. This is a fairly new series, and we're kind of learning as we go and trying to make it as best as it can be for all of you who are tuning in and watching each week. So I will see you all. I will be back next Thursday, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you subscribe to text messages on our website, you do get a text right when I go live. So that is a great way to just get that text, come on and watch me do my thing and learn a little bit more about acne and our favorite acne products. All right, any questions come through during that monologue?
Yeah, one snuck
Okay.
through. Terry wants to know how big is the third SPF. I think she's
How big?
talking about maybe you could just go through
okay.
all three.
Ultimate Protection is 2 ounces. Tizo 3 and Tizo 2 are 1.75, so they're a little smaller. I wish they were bigger. It's such a really lovely formula, but it is small. But it works so dang good.
And what about the SPFs on them?
These are SPF 40. Because remember, this is the same exact formulation, just tinted and untinted. I know it's not super explained well because it's Tizo 2 and 3, but 2 just means there's no tint to it, 3 means they added in the tint. And then Face Realities is an SPF 28. All right. Thank you all so much. I'm really enjoying coming on and hanging out with all of you, and I'll hopefully see all of you next week at 10 a.m.